Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing this evening? Well, it is late tonight. It is currently 7:22 on Sunday, August 21st. And I'm getting started late vlogging tonight because we went to brunch today and then Alex took me grocery shopping afterwards. And then we came home and I put the groceries away, and then I was talking to my neighbor across the street about plants and fall plants and mums and when to get my mums and things like that. And then I came inside and I was finishing putting up my video on my Peter Death Stuff channel of us going to the Hot Air Balloon Festival last night. And I went upstairs and Alex was in bed watching TV, so I was like, I am going to lay down for a little bit. And so I set my alarm for like an hour and I kept on snoozing it. I crashed. I completely crashed out. And so yeah, I took like a really good nap. And I woke up and I'm still tired. And I was just telling Alex because I went to like 3 grocery stores today. Well, really 2, and I'll get to that in a second. But I went to 3 grocery stores today. And one to like have things to eat around the house and, you know, like iced coffee and whatever. But the other reason was so that I could buy things to review for my review channel. And I wasn't very prepared going into it. Like I was just like, I'm just going to look around at the grocery store and see what they have. And I didn't really find anything. I found like 2 things to review at the grocery store, and at Trader Joe's I found like 2 things, but they're kind of like, I don't know, they're just like not that very cool reviews. And then I was, somebody that I know had posted on Instagram that they were trying this kind of Coke, and it's called like Dreamland Coke. And there's also like a Starlight Space Coke. And so I was trying to find these, but like the only way to buy them is either pay $12 for a bottle on Amazon. And that's for the Dreamland. You can't even buy the Starlight one on Amazon. Or you go straight through the Coke distributor, and then you pay $20 for 30 cans, which I may end up doing, but I don't know that I want 60 cans. I don't know that I want to pay $40 for 60 cans of Coke that I don't even know if myself or Alex is going to like, right? So I was like, I wonder if they just have them at the gas station, which I'm sure they probably have at some gas station, but you know, it's not like I can stop at 5 gas stations or anything like that. So anyway, I was just telling Alex when I woke up, I was like laying there because I wanted to start watching this new show on Netflix tonight. And I was like, you know what I just realized? And he was like, what? And I said, I realized that in going to all of these stores today, I didn't buy like any candy or any snacks that I wanted. And he was laughing. And so I think he might kind of want some candy or snacks too, because he's watching the new prequel to Game of Thrones. It just came out, something dragon. He's watching that, like binge watching it. But anyway, I was sitting out here and he just came over the camera thing, and he said if I wanted him to take me to like the gas station or the store, he could, because he's got like 35 minutes left of this episode that he's watching. So I was like, okay. I said, well, I was going to do just a short vlog today anyway. The reason being that if I do a really long vlog today, I don't know that I'll get it up ever, because the 45-minute to an hour vlogs are taking like forever. Like on YouTube, you render a video and then you upload it. And then once you upload it, it goes through this checking process. And it's supposedly like where they have somebody that manually checks your video, which I don't really believe that that's the case. I don't believe that they have somebody that manually checks your video, but it goes through this whole process, right? So your video is like in this checking mode before you can publish it. And so you have to wait until it's done with that. Like, I've heard some people say that it's taken them like 24 hours to have a video in this checking thing. And this is something that they started like a year and a half ago, and before that they never did this. It hasn't taken me 24 hours, but it's taken me several hours. And with my vlog sometimes, like let's say if it gets done at like 8 o'clock and it's ready to go, like it might be 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning before the checking thing just goes off of there, and I just keep on I keep on checking the checking thing, because it'll say on the video checking, and then it says none, like restrictions, and so I just keep on looking and looking and looking and looking and to see when it's ready to go. But here's the deal, is the longer the video, the longer that checking process takes place. So if I do like a 45-minute to an hour-long vlog, I don't know that it's going to get up tonight, and especially because I'm starting this so late anyway, and I'm not going to render it until 8, which means if I render it at 8, then that'll be like 8:45 that it'll be done rendering, and then start posting it at 8:45. I'll probably upload it, like it'll be fast tonight, so I'll probably do like, it'll be done by like 9:45, and then, I mean, it's going to be 12 or 1 before the checking process gets done, if even then, so I don't know when this vlog is going to be up. Well, the other thing is this, is that it's so random too. It's like, the other night I posted a vlog, and it was a longer vlog, it was like 40 minutes, and we were sitting there watching some TV show, and I looked, like it was done uploading, and it said checking, and then I went to it like 10 minutes later, and it was ready to go. Like, there's no rhyme or reason to it. It can take hours, or it can just take 10 minutes. So, who knows? We'll see. Anyway, but I did want to get on here, and I wanted to vlog, and update you guys on everything that had happened this weekend, because we had a really great weekend. So yesterday, we went to the Hot Air Balloon Festival. I did a whole video, like, showing everything, and of us going there, and so after I got done vlogging and stuff like that, I took a shower, and we just dressed real casual to it. I think I wore like jean shorts and a t-shirt, and I actually did my hair, and then I like ended up wearing a hat because it was like so muggy outside. So we drove to it, and it was at the Marion County Fairgrounds, and it was a really pretty night outside, actually. There were tons of people there. We could not believe it when we pulled up, that the line to the traffic, we actually got there, like, so everybody said they were going to get there between like 7 and 7:30, and we got there like right at 7, and we were like the first ones that got there, and we must have missed like all the traffic coming into like the fairgrounds parking, because like Alex's mom and Alex's brother, who just flew in from San Diego, they waited like in line like an hour, and there was like another couple that came with their kids, and they waited like an hour in line too. So it was Alex and myself, and then it was Alex's mom and his brother, and then it was Alex's brother Carlos and Liliana and the kids, and then Sarah, Alex's best friend, and her mom. Sarah kind of arranged this whole thing. She found it. She like is constantly like texting us like things that she finds to do in Indianapolis. She loves to do like, you know, different kind of event kind of stuff, which is fun. This was fun. I had a good time. I didn't know it was a charity event, apparently, and I didn't know that until like afterwards. So like all the ticket sales and stuff like that were all for, and all the food sales for the concessions and all the vendors. I didn't know until like we were leaving that it was a charity event. So Sarah and her mom came, and then Sarah and Alex have this friend of theirs that like from high school, and then also they lived with at college at IU Bloomington, and she came with her husband and their 3 boys. Was that everybody? And then Alex's friend Megan, she came too. And so it was good. It was a good time. We had a lot of fun. And the hot air balloons were kind of, I mean, they were pretty, but there were like 4 of them. I honestly thought it was going to be like 50 or 100 like hot air balloons just like cascading across like, you know, like the fields. And you just kind of sat there and like watched them like magically kind of like drift across, you know, the fields of Indiana. And yeah, that wasn't it. It was this fairgrounds area, and they just kind of like went up and down, and you could pay like, I think it was $25 to like go into this like tethered hot air balloon that went up like 100, I don't even think it went up 100 feet, which is interesting because so Conner Prairie, which is like this prairie settlement what do you call it, not reincarnation, what's the word I'm looking for? Reenactment kind of village that they have over here. It's like, I used to go there when I was a kid for like field trips and stuff like that. They actually have a hot air balloon that you can like go up and down in, and like it goes pretty high in the air. Not just 100 feet, and I don't know how much it is, but my neighbor was telling me that she and her daughter, like her daughter's dream ever since she was like 16 was to go into hot air balloons. And so she was saying that last year for her daughter's 30th birthday, she took her on a hot air balloon. And I said, is it real small inside? She goes, it's actually smaller than you would think it is. She said, but we were with two other women, or two other girls, she was like, that were in their early 20s. And she was like, and it was fun. And I said, well, how long was it? And she said, it was like 90 minutes. And she said, the only thing was, she said, if I was going to do it again, she was like, which I don't feel the need to do it again. She said, I would want to do it somewhere like in Napa Valley or something. She said, you know, we did it over like the north side of Indianapolis and Noblesville. And she said, we just kind of saw cookie cutter neighborhoods, and she said it was fun. She was like, because the guy that we were with, like, he would go down low and then, like, into neighborhoods, and then, like, the kids would, like, run and, like, you know, ride their bikes after the hot air balloon and stuff like that. And she said at one point they, like, rode over, like a river or something like that, and that was pretty. And she said at one point there was, like, an eagle flying underneath them. But she said, you know, she's like, if you're going to do it somewhere that it's really pretty. She's like, because it's expensive. And I was like, well, how expensive is it? And she said it was $800 for both of us, which I think that is really expensive, you know? So anyway, we did that. The concession stands were so incredibly long at this thing. I couldn't even believe it. I mean, like, I said in the video like 20 or 40 people, but I don't think that that's true. I think it was more like 60 people. I mean, it was like, well, first of all, there were these two like Coke machines that Sarah and I went to get like bottles of water, and I wanted a Dr. Pepper, and she wanted a Pepsi and stuff like that. And they only took dollar bills, only dollar bills, and they hardly took any dollar bills. And then they were out of half the things, and we couldn't get it to work, and nobody was giving change. And then there was a beer line, and the beer line was like, it was long, but it wasn't super long. It was like probably the shortest of the concession stands. And then there was this line that was like lemon shake-ups, kettle corn, and it was a shorter line. I would say it had about 20 plus people in it, 20, 30 people. But the line, there was like two concession stands, and there weren't like that many concession stands. There was like two concession stands that had like funnel cakes, lemon shake-ups, hot dogs, foot-long hot dogs, which were expensive because Liliana got them for the kids. And she said, because Fufu was hungry because he had been flying all day and he hadn't eaten, so he got in line with Liliana. And she got 2 foot-long hot dogs for the kids, and she said they were $10 each. And she got bags of chips for them too. And then their friend from college, her husband was so nice. He was like, I'm going to go get the kids like a funnel cake. Does anybody want one? And we're like, no, we don't want to make you do that. And he was like, listen, I'll get funnel cakes for anybody. So he ended up bringing back like 4 funnel cakes. He brought like me one. I got one. Sarah got one. Megan got one. Sarah's mom got one. I mean, he was like so nice to bring all these funnel cakes back. So I finally got my funnel cake for the summer. It was so delicious. I couldn't even finish it. Well, Janet, Sarah's mom, and I, she and I shared, we kind of like all shared it together, so she and I shared the end of it, and then Carlitos was eating off of ours too, and like, oh no, he brought one for the kids, so, it was really sweet. Like, her son is a year below Carlitos, and so their moms were like, Liliana and this friend of Alex's were like introducing like the boys, and Carlitos was like, I've seen you at school. And she was like, oh, you go to this school? And he was like, yeah. And she was like, what grade are you in? And Carlitos was like 4th grade. And so they were talking about like their teachers and like if they had like favorite teachers and stuff like that. It was really sweet. Anyway, and God, there were like all these bugs around my face. And then Sebastian fell asleep in this like wagon thing that they were pulling. He fell asleep in it, which was hilarious. And so yeah, we had a really good time. It was fun. And then when we were getting ready to leave, one of Alex's friends, the woman that we went on the trip with, the couples trip like a year and a half ago. She texted them and was like, she had just gotten home from dinner, and she was like, why don't you have everybody come over here and we can sit outside on the patio, it's a nice night. And it kind of like started sprinkling rain a little bit, and they were like, well, is it gonna rain, whatever. And so they were gonna all sit over there, and I said, babe, I said, can you, she lives real close to us, she lives probably 2-minute drive from us, and I said, can you just take me home, like I just want to relax and sit at home. And so he was like, yeah, sure. So by the time that we got like almost home, Sarah had texted and said that she was just going to get food and go home. Megan had texted and said that she was just going to get food and go home. The friend that they were supposed to go over to said that the kids had woken up, so she was like, let's just do like let's abandon mission, is what she said. So so Alex is like, he called his mom and Fufu, because they were going to go over there too, and said like, let's just do something else. They're wanting to do like, Fufu really wants to do Top Golf, so I guess we're going to do Top Golf one night this week. And so there's that. And then oh, and then we came home. Oh, Alex was like, so do you want food? Because I was like, I was kind of hungry last night. I was like, well, I said, yeah, but I was like kind of hungry for like, this is going to sound so strange, I know, coming from me, but I was kind of hungry for like something healthy a little bit. But there was, of course, like at this point, it was like 11 o'clock. So I said, could you just go through Taco Bell? So we drove to Taco Bell. There were literally like 20 cars at Taco Bell. I was like, oh, forget it. So we were coming home, and Sarah called, and she was like, I'm going to Taco Bell, do you want anything? And I said, and she was going to a different Taco Bell, and I said, are you serious? And she's like, well, I'm going to wait in line for myself, so if you want something, just let me know, and I'll Uber Eats it to your house. I said, okay. So she brought me some food from Taco Bell, which was really nice, on her way home, and she didn't have to wait in line. She said there was no line at all, so she was like, we've found the magic Taco Bell to go to if we ever want food late at night. And so she brought me food, and then I watched RuPaul's Drag Race Australia and caught up, which was Snatch Game this week. And I watched RuPaul's Drag Race Canada's Drag Race, which, let me just tell you that, okay, and I'm not going to spoil it for anybody, but the Snatch Game is always so interesting to me on RuPaul's Drag Race. And if you don't know what Snatch Game is like a joke, like match game, but it's like where they have to dress up like celebrities, and they have to like act out and perform like, you know, celebrities, but they have to be like real funny and like make RuPaul laugh and stuff. And there's always like, you know, if there's 8 of them, there's always 4 that are really great and 4 that are really bad, and that's always kind of how it goes. And the Down Under one, there were really only like 1 or 2 that were that funny. The rest of them like bombed it. But I will say this, the RuPaul's Drag Race, well, I said something, the lip sync in RuPaul's Drag Race Down Under for this week, the person that won, I mean, like, she won. Like, I have not seen a lip sync like that where they put their life into it, I mean, completely 100%, like, in a long time. Like, I rewound it and watched the whole thing. I got so excited about it. And this person's not even one of my favorite contestants on the show. And it was also, Dance in the Dark by Lady Gaga. That was the song, and I love that song so much. So anyway, that was really good. And then I watched Canada's Drag Race. Oh my god, the runway, there was I tweeted out and I said Canada's Drag Race, the runway, like every person on the runway looked phenomenal. There was one person that was kind of a little subpar, but like their outfit and stuff like that, but even they looked great. I mean, the outfits on Canada's Drag Race this week for the runway were like literally all-star level. I mean, I was floored. I couldn't believe it. Like, so creative, so beautiful. It was great. So I'm watching those. I love those. I'm actually going to start sometime this week RuPaul's Drag Race the Philippines. Just started. I think the first 2 or 3 episodes is out, and it's supposed to be really good. Somebody tweeted to me last night that they watched the French one and they didn't like it. So I don't know if I'm going to watch the French one or not. And then I was looking for a new show to start. I was getting really tired and hadn't, you know, took like a really brief nap yesterday before we went to this thing. And, oh, that's what I did. After I vlogged, I took like a really brief nap for like a half an hour or so. And, so I was like tired by the time I was done watching RuPaul's Drag Race and all that stuff and eating and everything. And so I was looking for a new show to watch, and I was looking at all these different shows, and Alex told me a new show that is coming out. Oh, Tanya Jean is calling me. A new show to watch that is coming out on HBO Max with Dan Levy, and it's called like the Idol or the Icon. It looks really good. I watched the trailer for it last night, and then but it's not out yet. And then there was something else on HBO Max that I was gonna watch. Well, his friend whose house he was supposed to go over to last night, she was telling him to watch The Royal Gemstones or something. I feel like I watched an episode of that when we were on vacation in Dallas for that wedding. Hey! For that wedding a couple years ago. I don't know if that would be something that I would want to watch. But there's a new show on Netflix, and it's called Echoes. And it's so funny because I called Caroline today, and I said I found a new show. And she's like, oh my god, I started it last night. So I'm going to start that tonight. I'm going to start Echoes. And just kind of hang around here and watch that. And Alex is binge watching this show, which I don't, something Dragon or something. It's the prequel to, do you guys know what I'm talking about? The prequel. He loves Game of Thrones and all of that. So that's our night. Went to brunch today, and I had the California Dreamer, which is avocado, white cheddar, I don't know what, oh, jalapenos. It was so hot. And then I added Gouda, and then I had crispy potatoes, and then I had an everything bagel toasted with cream cheese. And then I had ketchup for my crispy potatoes. Everything was so delicious. Then I had a small orange juice, and then the coffee today, which I still have some right here. Cafe Parachute. Oh my lord! Was this woman was just walking her dog. I wonder what's going on. Hope everything's okay. The coffee was hazelnut, which is not my favorite, but it's whatever. We like got there and like they only had one coffee out. They usually have like Alex doesn't like flavored coffee, and they just have like the Parachute blend. They didn't have those out because they were refilling them, and he didn't know that. And so he was like, oh, they only have the hazelnut today. He was like, so I'm not going to get coffee. But then they put those out, and so then he went and got coffee. And then, because of like the storms or something, there had been like storms for like 5 minutes, and then the electricity went out everywhere, like on the north side of Indianapolis. And so, like when we were pulling up to go to brunch at Cafe Parachute, which is at Keystone at the Crossings at like the fashion mall, like all the lights were out, like at all the restaurants and the stores and everything. And he's like, look at all the lights are out, and all the lights for what do you call it? Now Cafe Parachute's lights were on, but all the lights for, what do you call it? The street lights were out. And so she just walked back with her dog, so the dog must be fine. I don't know. He looked fine to me. So when we were going back around, Alex was like, well, okay, now where do you want to stop? And I said, I want to go to Fresh Time, I want to go to Trader Joe's, and I want to go to the grocery store. And he was like, okay. So he was like, let's just do it in that order. And I was like, that's fine. I said, babe, if you don't want to come, you just stay in the car and I'll just run it. It'll take me 10 minutes in each place. And he was like, that's fine. So we go to Fresh Time. Well, there was nobody in the parking lot at Fresh Time. So this guy from Fresh Time was like out, and he was talking to this woman. And so we pulled up, and he was like, we're closed because there's no electricity. He was like, the electricity is out. And he was like, it's the whole side of the street and then something somewhere else. So Trader Joe's is on that same side of the street, but just further down. And when we thought we were going to get there, that they were going to be closed too, but they weren't. But Trader Joe's on a Sunday, I love Trader Joe's, you guys, but I mean, on a Tuesday at 11 or 4, I mean, it's packed, right? On a Sunday, I mean, that place is, and it's so small anyway. And I wanted to really look and find some things. I ended up getting, well, 2 treats, 2 snacks to review. And I actually got those both at the checkout line because they were like sitting at the checkout line. they're not real exciting. I'm just gonna, I don't want to tell you what they are because I'm going to review them for my review channel. But then I wanted like candy or something like that. So I ended up getting, pralines, like praline pecans. And then I got some of those in like the little plastic container. And then I also got the bark. I don't know what that bark is called. I've gotten it before. I like it. So yeah, and then we went to the grocery store and I got a bunch of fruit. I got like, see, like if I had been at Trader Joe's on like a good day and like really was able to like look around and stuff like that, I would have probably got like some fruit, some juices, some other things there. I mean, they don't have a deli or anything. Like it's just, at least ours doesn't have a deli or anything. Oh, I know what. I wanted a sandwich. I wanted a wrap sandwich. Like they have these hummus wrap sandwiches, but they were out of them. So they had already been like completely picked through by that point. And I was like, whatever. So, they didn't have any pasta salad. They didn't have any of the hummus wraps. And then I was like, oh, maybe I'll get some soup. But I was like, I don't really want any soup with anything, you know, with nothing else to eat with this. I was like, forget it. So that was that. And then, what else? Yeah, that was that. And then then we went to the other grocery store and I bought 2 plants. I bought a cactus and I bought, what's that plant called that like is like a really common house plant, like the monstera or whatever. I got one of those because my plants inside are just not doing well. And so I moved those to try to repair them. And I replaced them with these 2 new plants that come in these like really pretty kind of like not bowls, but like planters, and bought those and put those where the other plants were and that were dying, not thriving. And so yeah, so I got the cactuses. I think like behind me in that chair, like I might just have to have all cactuses because most of the plants I find say that they need like high, like bright light, and there's just, that's not a lot of bright light that comes in there, you know? So that's it. And then we don't have a whole lot planned for this week. Alex is going to take our anniversary off. And I was making arrangements yesterday, last evening, with my friends as far as like going to my sponsor's funeral. And got to figure those things out Monday and Tuesday of this week. And then just going to make some videos and we're going to be here. I told Alex, I said I'd really like to just stay here because I want to go to the funeral. And he was like, I totally understand. And, I mean, if we had something planned already, we would just go. And, and my sponsor, like, I mean, if I had said to him, you know, like, oh, it's my anniversary of something, he'd be like, go, you know? But we don't have anything planned yet. So I said, let's just go in a couple weeks. I said, I would really like to stay. I'm going to get to see a lot of people that I haven't, you know, seen in a really long time. So, and it'll be sad. I think it'll be cathartic for me too, you know, to feel through that pain a little bit. And I honestly think that going to funerals and talking about that stuff is just really such a healthy part of grieving. And, you know, talking about memories and laughing and crying and all of that and feeling all of the feelings. I think that that's such an important part of the grieving process. And just allowing yourself to sit in it and feel like what you need to feel. It is feeling very bizarre to me that I have lost 2 of the most significant men that have ever affected my life from a mentor point of view. My neighbors just pulled in their Volkswagen Bug convertible. It is bizarre though to me, you know, that these 2 men that had such a profound effect on my life are now gone. But I am so grateful for what they did for me in my life, and I wouldn't be where I'm at today in my life or who I am and have the perspective that I have had they not been in my life, you know? And that's a lot to be given in one life by somebody, you know, let alone to have 2 people like that. So I'm very thankful for that. I'm very thankful for all the people, all the friends and family and support system that I still have in my life today, you know. including you guys. And I'm gonna get off here now and make this one quick tonight, so this outro quick. So thank you for hanging out on the porch with me, because I want to make it to the 30-minute mark. Thank you for hanging out on the porch with me. I will see you guys tomorrow, same time, same place. I love you, and if nobody else has told you this today, I love you, and I will see you tomorrow.